Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to another day of Planmas where I'm posting videos every day through the 25th of December. So go and check that out on my channel. There's also a playlist in case you want to catch up because we are almost done with Planmas. We're nearing the end and part of that is doing some 2025 setups. And this video is my 2025 reading journal setup. So definitely bunk in, settle down, drinks, snacks, whatever you need to do. Get your stuff out that you want to do. Maybe you're just listening to me while doing other things because this is going to be a long video. My 2024 setup was pretty long. It's like an hour long and I think I'm doing more spreads in this one. So it's probably going to be a long video. But I didn't want to make anything too zoomed up. I still want you to be able to follow along with what I'm doing in my journal. And I don't know, I guess we'll see. Maybe it'd be fun to have a really long video so you can enjoy this over time. So yeah, we're gonna be setting up the 2025 reading journal in this A5 notebook from Notebook Therapy. I think this is a Susan May in white. And this is what I use for 2024. So as you can see, we have a lot of stuff for 2024, but I've still got plenty of pages. I'm pretty sure I can fit all of 2025 in here. And I thought that I would just continue on, especially as I only set up 2024 in September. I was late to the reading journal game this year, but I feel like you can start at any time. It doesn't really matter. So it's been fun to go back and fill in mass reviews of stuff that I read earlier in the year and also starting fresh in September. But apologies, my alarm went off. But yeah, so we're going to continue on in this journal because I think there's plenty of room still for 2025. And I still really like this journal and don't really want to, I feel like I don't want to waste any space in here. So we're going to be starting here. I'm just going to keep a ribbon in where 2025 starts. And so we have all of this to use for 2025. So I think that will be good. I don't plan to do single page reviews unless there's a really big book. From now on, I might even put 3 books to every page when I do my monthly stuff. So I feel like I have space. So in this video, I'm going to switch to voiceover Jess in a minute when we start doing all our pages. But I am using a whole bunch of things. I'm going to be using stickers from Scribble Prints Co, which I do have a referral link down below. If you've never shopped from her, you can get $5 off, or I can't remember the referral. But you can use that down below. I do get points for referrals, but those points will go into my Christmas Day sticker haul Planmas giveaway. So definitely that will be very, very soon. So definitely check in on my sticker haul on Christmas Day because there will be a giveaway for Scribble Prints Co vouchers. And that's where I put all of my referral points into. But yeah, if you want to buy some journaling stickers from here for the first time, I have that link down below. But I also will be using some stuff from Thumbelina Print, as well as Marigona Suli, and a few other bits and bobs. I will link everything down below, all the shops that you're going to see. I also going to be using a lot of TOMBOW markers, because I'm really loving those at the moment. And some random stuff that I got from Amazon, and some Korean artist stuff as well. So yeah, it's going to be a whole mix. I will say up front, I'm not doing a theme. So tomorrow I will be posting a 2024 flip through. So you'll get to see that in comparison. But I will say, if you've seen it before, we'll do a quick look. I don't do all the pages the same. I just do it as I feel. And playing with different stickers, different colors. So there's not an overarching theme. It's just what looks fun and trying out different backgrounds and TOMBOW patterns and coloring in a different stickers. So even pages that will be next to each other are going to look different, and I'm fine with that. I kind of like that eclectic style. But we do have everything planned out here in my sticky notes. So I'm going to do a gingham page and my 2025 start to look exactly like my 2024. So it'll be like this. I'm going to do this as well as I have a 2025 matching sticker from SPC. And I don't have more of these stickers from this Korean artist Soup Story, but I do have a different sheet that's a sci-fi theme. So we're gonna do this as well. And then we're gonna do goals, everyday tracker, anticipated release. This is new for me, but I do have some books actually I want to keep track of that are coming out next year. I have chosen 25 books that I want to read in 2025. I'm going to do my book log because I actually kind of like just writing a list of my books as I read them with just like author, title, and my star rating. It's just nice to have a log of everything. I think I'll only need 2 pages because my reading goal for this year is going to be 50 books, and there's definitely a lot of room. I'm at 48 right now, and this is my book log this year, and this is 48 books. So I think I have plenty of space here for my book log. I just don't want to, I'm trying to conserve my pages, so I don't really want to do a second page in case I don't actually read that many. I might actually make the list a bit longer and the text, like banner area, a bit smaller. We'll see how it goes. Then I'll have my Goodreads goal here, which I said I'm going to try and do 50 books this year because I have some graphic novels, some manga to read. That will probably pad that out. I'm going to do a bingo. I've got from Scribble Prints Co, her rainbow challenge and an alphabet challenge as well. Then I'm going to put in here my 2025 monthly favorites. So every month I will choose my favorite book and put it here. Then I have a little movie tracker page here that I got a cool like sticker set from Thumbelina Print. And then I have 2 bookshelf designs from Thumbelina Print. And I'm going to put one here and one here. I didn't want to do them side by side on the same spread because the window in her designs are on the same side. So I feel like that would be kind of weird. But I have filled in these bookshelves to be the books that I have on my Audible account or my Kindle account. So when I need to want to see like what do I have on my Kindle or my Audible that I should read, I can actually color off the book on the bookshelf when I've read it. So instead of adding books as I read them, I'm going to color them in. They're already going to be filled in, so I can be like, I'm making use of what I own on Audible and Kindle, because I find those hard to keep track of, like what books I have on there. And then we're going to get into January. We're going to start with a winter reading challenge sticker set from Scribble Prints Co. I don't know if that's going to be in this setup because it's actually going to be in the sticker haul that happens on Christmas Day on the 25th. It's not, I don't have it yet. So this might actually go into my January pages, which is what we're going to do. It's what's going to happen after this. So we're probably going to be just planning out to the bookshelf too in this video. But lots of stuff to plan ahead of time. So yeah, I hope you get comfy and we will switch to VoiceOver Jess now. All right, thank you, VoiceOver Jess, for finishing up. It is now, well, wait, I'm VoiceOver Jess, and that's real life Jess. Anyway, thank you, real life Jess. It's VoiceOver Jess here, and we're going to be doing the very front page. I'm pulling in some TOMBOWs. I will have all the TOMBOWs linked, oh, well, not linked, but mentioned down the bottom. I will do both the number and also the shade color that I can find, because I feel like just listing numbers gets a bit confusing, but we're going to be using this green TOMBOW. I believe it's the mint green, and we are going to do the gingham, much like the purple gingham on the beginning of this journal that I did in 2024. And I'm using the Scribble Prints Co 2025 reading journal label sticker, super duper easy, and then using this Soup Story sticker sheet. Yeah, I just found a bunch of sheets on a shop. I will link it down below. It's called Sticker Gifts Store, something like that. Gift Sticker Store. It's linked down below, and I might actually see if they still have them in stock and rebuy them because I love them. They're so cute. So I tried to use as many as I can in this setup, including the sheets that I kept for this year, as well as reusing and using up old sheets that I still had leftover stickers from my 2024 setup. If you want to see a more in-depth of my 2024 reading journal, I will have a flip through of that tomorrow during Planmas if you're watching it as this go up. But yeah, there will be that video on my channel if you're watching this later. But yeah, so we're going to set this up. I thought it was so fun to have like the witch sticker on the 2024 to be like fantasy books, and this is her like sci-fi sticker, like science fiction space, because I also love sci-fi books, so this kind of covers everything. Although I feel like my 2024 was a lot more sci-fi than it was fantasy, so that's kind of funny. I feel like I'm probably going to read a lot more fantasy in 2025, but at the moment actually my stats say that my fantasy and sci-fi genres are neck to neck. I read 25 of each kind of thing. But for a long time, like the start of the year is super sci-fi for me. So we'll see how 2025 goes. I feel like I'm going to have more fantasy, but you can see here the two different covers, and I thought that'd be perfect for linking having both years in this one journal. And I'm just going to color it in. I decided to use a pink because a little bit of pink in these stickers just to add a little extra color. But yeah, so super simple. I just I feel like a lot of these spreads are very dynamic and very bright and fun to look at, but they're simply just a mix of Tombows and Scribble Prints Co stickers mostly. But yeah. Now I'm showing it again. I can't stop looking. I love every page in this setup. I will say right now as a spoiler, I love it all. So here I've labeled that I want to do an everyday tracker and my yearly goals page. I was filming this all out of different order, just filming what I could, what page I could at what time, because again, I wasn't keeping to any theme and I wasn't worried if they matched each other, the pages. Though I feel like in the end, most of them do look fine next to each other. So I'm actually going to reference what I did in my 2024 again with this side border of a color in Tombow. Once again, we're just coloring in Tombow. And what you want to do with this version of this border is you want to try and fill in try and have the overlapping lines of the Tombow to be where the lines of the grid, like where the grid dots are. Because as you can see, I'm going over the top and I'm making a grid pattern with the thin bullet point part of the Tombow. And it looks a lot cleaner if you have your overlapping marker lines where you actually want lines to be. It's not perfect, but I think it has a really cool effect and it just adds a little bit extra. If you just colored it in straight, it looks not as put together. I feel like adding the horizontal grid lines to the vertical lines of the Tombow just adds a bit more intentionality to the look. And I'm using the Scribble Prints Co. Everyday Tracker Year in Pixels spread sticker sheet, which I asked her to make because yeah, all of these you can hand draw. Like that's the fun of it. And I do one spread in here which is almost completely hand drawn except for the title letters because I'm still not comfortable with that myself. But why draw this grid when I can buy a sticker of it? Super easy. So I'm really happy that came out. So this will be marking my everyday reading. Literally, if I read that day, I will color it in. And then I will count up how many days in the month that I read and put it in the sidebar, and then I'll total them all up at the end and see how many days of the year I have read. Since I properly started tracking this, I've read so much more. Like in my 2024 one, you'll see in the flip through that I began with like 6 days in the month, like in January, and then September, October, November, I pretty much did like 29 days each in all those months. Like I only missed 1 or 2 days. So it's definitely motivated me to read more and I've really enjoyed that. And I love coming to my desk every morning and just flipping this page open and coloring in my little pixel. And it's just been really fun to do. And I look at it every day, so I decided to pick my favorite of my Soup Story stickers, this little devil girl. She's so cute. I've been saving her since last year. You can see my original spread there. And I thought, why change it up when it looks great as it was? So I can look at this page every day and be happy. So as you can see, I am flipping about. I'm not doing everything in order. Just what I'm feeling like or what I have in terms of what I want to use. So now I'm going to do my 2025 releases, and this is going to be a list of books that are coming out in 2025 that I'm anticipating. I'm doing something different here. This kind of stands out against all the other spreads, except for maybe my 2025 favorites, which you will see later. This one, I used Marigona Suli stickers. I used the title letters from Scribble Prints Co, and then I used Thumbelina Print little calendar stickers, which I thought were really fun. I know Scribble Prints Co has now released these similar stickers where you can do the little calendars. So if you can't find them for Thumbelina Print Co, she was actually sold out the first week that I tried to buy these, and she restocked them. But she's in the UK and SBC is in the US, so that might also change it for you. But SBC now has these similar stickers of the little monthlies calendars, so you don't have to write out all the calendar too, which you can do, but the sticker just made it so easy. Anyway, so this kind of stands out because I didn't use Marigona Suli anywhere else in the setup, and I feel like I'm kind of collecting her work at the moment. I'll probably use it more in my next 2026 setup or through my actual planner through the months. I feel like a lot of her stuff that I've bought is, because I started buying her stuff in like September, it's all very autumn themed, so I didn't have too much to use in my everyday kind of yearly spreads. Alright, as you can see here, I used the saddle brown Tombow to do the outlines, and I really should have penciled those outlines out because I didn't know what I was really doing, and thus I kind of like was anxious about it and got wibbly wobbly and terrible. But you have to trust the process, okay? We're gonna make it look good. You're not gonna notice the horrible brown lines and how they're a mess. Yeah, I should have penciled in the shape, but I was kind of winging all of this. Like my whole setup, I was winging it. So, yeah, but it looks good once we put everything down. We're going to do way more stuff with our Tombows. So we're using the colors that match the stickers the best. And I decided I was going to do these cute little letter paper, design. I've been using that in my 2024 journal, and I just thought it was so cute. I like the little built-in margin and the lines, and you have both the lines and the margin, so I could put like the date of the specific month in the margin for the book and then the book name next to it. So I just thought this looked really cute. I love this letter paper sort of notepad feel to it, and I just did alternating colors of the pink and the purple. And I believe the purple is, I think it's maybe purple sage. It's the sage color, and then the pink is the dusty pink. So a bit warmer pink. And I just think they go really well with these Marigona Suli stickers. But I kind of was just plopping them down to see if they fit and work there. But I was like, you know what? I want to do more than just this. It's feeling a bit empty, especially compared to the other pages already. So I'm going to put a gingham behind here on the top and the bottom, which is just, the gingham is so easy with Tombows, and it looks so good because, you know, it's a thin marker and it layers up, so you really get that gingham effect, and it really fills up the page with color, and I feel like it works with like any season, any theme, to be honest, like even more pop themies, pop or cottagecore or anything like that. I think depending on the color, I think it looks different and interesting. But you can see how much more it fills in the page, and you don't quite notice the brown lines anymore as much. They kind of feel like, you know, they're supposed to be like that. You will see, like, I am not a perfectionist. I am not a ruler girl. Mostly I will just freehand it and have some fun. That's what this plan is all about. Journal is all about for me at the moment. Sorry, I'm used to saying planners. Journaling is still new to me, so I did try and start a reading journal in 2022, but I'd only really watched plant-based brides videos. I hadn't watched anyone else's, so I was trying to do like her kind of style, and it was kind of, I feel like it was very rigid and limiting for myself. I still like that style a lot, but I don't think I want to do like, I kind of just gave up on it as a whole. And 2021 is really when I started reading again, because in 2020 I finished a PhD in history, and pretty much all through my PhD I couldn't read for fun. I couldn't read fiction, I'm saying. I was reading just stuff for my PhD because I needed to. There was a lot of books I had to read and a lot of articles, so I just didn't have time. So once I finished in 2020 and I kind of just chilled for a while, I finally gotten back into reading in 2021, and I read I did a goal on Goodreads of 10 books, and then 23 I did a goal of 20 books, and I completed both of those. Then 20 I think, was that 22? Then 23 I did a goal of 30 books and I completed it. And then 2024 I did a goal of 2020 I'm getting confused here. In 2024 I did a goal of 40 books and I completed it. I completed it in October, and now that it's December 5th, I'm actually on 52. So I've decided that I'm going to, for 2025, do a 50 book goal. So yeah, but that kind of explains why I couldn't really do a journal before, but I feel like you could very easily do a journal and read only 10 books in a year. Like if you do a full page review and then you just keep using the journal over and over again. But my problem was I hadn't watched enough people on YouTube. I hadn't looked around. I was kind of just doing it from scratch. I was trying to stick to a specific aesthetic, and that just didn't work for me. And really, SBC coming out with these stickers is kind of what drove me forward to actually properly finally doing it, because I feel like stickers work so much easier in my brain. So yeah, I mean, whatever's easiest for you. You don't have to use any stickers. You can just use a pen and draw all this stuff out. But I'm just having a lot of creative fun. And it's been really fun to do this sort of second year of this setup, trying out with these stickers and trying new things. You're going to see me here start with my mint Tombow, and I don't want to be using that. I want to use the pink. Luckily, I figured it out right there before I super wrecked it. I wanted to do pink on this page, even though the green will be included too. But because of where this sits in the notebook, in the journal itself, on the in the glued section, you always see part of the page behind it, and that is my green gingham page. So I wanted to do pink here, and then there's green in the actual spread as well on the page. And I feel like it works really well. Then it kind of have almost that waterfall effect of pages where you always get to see that little bit of the other page, the bit of pop of green. And I really liked the way that came out. But that part needed to be pink, so not green, to really work. So we're doing the yearly goals page, and again, we're using Scribble Prints Co stickers and Soup Story. And I kind of wanted to lay it in these different box shapes that she had. So she had sticky notes and also these fun Polaroids. And I thought it'd be fun, instead of doing a list like I did last year, I would do my different yearly goals inside these little boxes and kind of layer them up and color them in so they look really fun and effective. And we're going to do a lot of almost scrapbooky things. I'm going to play some more on the letter pages and sort of the school vibe and layering of these stickers of sticky notes and Polaroids. And yeah, I'm just trying it all out and just plopping stickers down and seeing how it works. These are all of Scribble Prints Co stickers are removable matte, so I could just play around with these and see how they worked out. So I was just putting random boxes down. I think I ended up with, I can't remember how many goals. I think I ended up with 6 goals in the end. So we're going to add another Polaroid, I'm pretty sure. And this sheet from Soup Story is so random, like a cleaning sheet with the vacuum. But I was like, you know what? It's still really cute, so I'm going to use it. This is probably my least favorite of her sheets, just because I'm like, why a cleaning theme? It's so random. So we're going to add another little Polaroid in here so we end up with 6. And I feel like it looked a bit more balanced this way. We're going to add a few more of those stickers to add to that balance. And we're also going to color in all of the sticky notes and the inside of the Polaroids because I thought that would be really cool and make it look more filled in. And we're going to use the 3 colors, purple, pink, and green that are in the stickers. So that makes it really easy to match those. I guess I could go through my yearly goals. So let me just be back in a second. Okay, I just popped up and got the journal from my desk just so I could use it here to tell you about the goals that I'm going to do for my yearly goals. Because this is actually the only page I've already filled in. You're going to see it filled in at the end when we're flipping about. But yeah, so I was kind of like just wanting to get my goals out and finish up this page. Whereas the other pages in this journal I won't be filling out yet in this video. But my goals are to read 50 books for my Goodreads goal. Finish my 25 books in 2025 goal. So that's a page that's going to be coming up very soon. I have chosen 25 books that I want to read in 2025. Like it's a whole thing. Scribble Prints Co made a header sticker for it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. But the thing with that is all 25 books I own. 2 of them are physical. The rest are on my Kindle or my Audible libraries. So I own all of the books. So I thought, you know what, that's an easy way to like get through. Like I want to read what I own. So yeah, that's what I did. You're going to see my book selection soon when we do the spread. But I want to actually try and finish that. My reading goal is 50 books. So if I read 25 books, you know, it makes sense. And then I've read a bunch of my stuff that I own. And I've also gone halfway through my Goodreads goal. So perfect. Then I have work on 5 series. I put work on because I don't want to do goals of trying to finish series because I've got quite a few I want to look into and quite a few I'm going to be beginning with my 2025 books. So I just want to make sure that I've at least read one book each in a different series. So I'm working on them, getting them completed, getting them going, I thought. Then I have collect the Sailor Moon manga Eternal editions. So this is a specific edition of the Sailor Moon manga, the Eternal edition. It's like extra large. It looks beautiful. I have 2 volumes already, but there are 10 volumes. But they range from like $17 to $20 each. So I can't buy them all at once. So I just want to make sure I collect all 10 of them this year. Then I have 5 new to me authors, pretty simple, and then I have catch up on our One Piece volumes. We collect the One Piece omnibuses, which have 3 volumes each, and I have like 3 unread ones at the moment that I own, and every now and then I add one to my cart to buy. So I want to make sure I've caught up and read all of the One Piece that we own. So that was a simple one. So this is my spread for the 25 books in 2025. And I literally just went through my library, all the books that I own, and picked 25 of them that I know I definitely want to get around to reading. A lot of them are like the first books in new trilogies and series that I haven't read yet. And then one of them is Marcel Proust, the second book in the Search for Lost Time series, which is one that I'm working on. So it'll be good to get a second book done. And I thought putting it in this goal would actually get me to read it. I really, really love them, but, you know, it's hard to, like, some books, it's hard to get, you know, on your TBR. So, we're going to be using a few more soup story stickers. This is actually a leftover sheet of stickers that I used last year in 2024 setup. So I wanted to continue and use up all of those sticker sheets. And then I printed off my 25 book covers, and I just want to leave some space between them because I want to use star rating stickers underneath them. So when I finish the book, I can fill in the star rating, and I can, hopefully at the end of the year, all of them will be filled in. So I'm leaving rooms for them because when I was setting this up, I didn't have a star rating sticker that was small enough that would fit in this layout. And then Andrea of SPC, she brought out her version 3 of her star rating stickers, and they fit perfectly. So you'll see that right at the end. I do a little bit of footage right at the end of this where I fill in the things that I was waiting for mail to complete this. So we're going to go as far as putting the books down, and then we have to wait for the star rating stickers at the end of this setup to complete this page. But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff in here. Elantris from Brandon Sanderson is one of the last Cosmere books that I need to read. I recently just bought the physical duology books of the Jen Williams Talon sister. I just put one book in here. I didn't want to do like whole trilogies or duologies in here, just the first book and things, so I can really get through what I own. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff in here, as you can see. Yeah, I have all these books, so I need to read them. There's a good mix, I think, of this. I feel like there's a lot more sci-fi, but there's also fantasy, but I also feel like there's plenty of sci-fi as well. A lot of these books I recently got because some of these are actually on a lot of Kindle or Audible book sales, so I picked up a few extras, which is great. And then, of course, 25 is an odd number, so it doesn't quite fit in this layout. So we had to stick Justice of Kings there at the bottom, but that's okay. But yeah, I think it's a really good selection, and I'm looking forward to finally digging into all of these books. I made this list back in October, and for my November and December TBRs, I've been wanting to read some of these, so I'm looking forward to finally digging into them in January. But yeah, there's some old stuff, some new things. Yeah, just a sort of fun spread in there that I'm looking forward to. I guess there's not much else to say about it. We're going to color it in. And because we have the books and the star ratings are going to be all stickers, I thought I'd just do an overall page layout so you have like the waves of the colors underneath. And I thought that it just looked really cool. And really filled in the page with more color, even though we do have all the book covers. And I will say I print all of my book covers onto matte sticker paper. And they are removable matte, so I can move them around, and they're a little bit dull in color, but I still really like and find it really easy to use. Next, we're going to work on the book log, or I'm going to put, I think, 2025 books, and I was just on my back page here testing out different ways to use TOMBOWs, and I'm looking at what stickers to use, and I've decided to use the Scribble Prints Co gummy candy stickers to go with this look. With this is the day I'm recreating this book log here from 2024, where I literally just list off the books that I read as I finish them. I just put the title and the author, and I put the star rating just as a number because I feel like that's easier and more simple. I'm going to make them longer lists this time, have less room on the title section, and I am going to also change up the log by putting in the date that I finish, as well as actually on the side having the number of the rows, so I can actually keep an eye on like how many books I'll be reading and what number they are in the book log. So yeah, I'm going to be using, I didn't really have the letters for book log at this point, so I decided to put 2025 reads because it's basically the same thing. And the colorway that I chose is actually based off, at this point, this is like a new time in my planning, and I had just gotten these new TOMBOW colors in, this orange, blue, pink, and light pink, and I decided to use them and have a very bright and fun list layout with the gummy candy stickers. So I'm just going to go straight in with the TOMBOW because I liked that look previously, where, yeah, like this, I feel like the TOMBOW line is just a little less, strict black, and just makes it a bit more bright and soft. And I will be separating that first column out so I can make it a number as well as a date, but I'm using this super light pink TOMBOW, and the first swipe of it I felt was a bit too light, so I went over it with a second swipe. But I feel like I just love the way the two Tombow lines. The Tombow lines work on the grid because it gives you a really perfect spacing for where to write. And you write on the colorful parts as well as the blank parts. And I just feel like it makes it look so much, like it's so much easier to write in there so you can see where you want to write, but also it looks way more full and colorful in the actual page, the spread. So here I'm putting the number, and then to mark date, it looks like I'm doing a percentage sign, but I mean I'm going to put, like, if I read a book on the 7th of Jan, I'll put 7/1. That's when I finish that book. And then I just put book there, and I'm just going to put maybe the author's last name and then the title. I usually only really need the title anyway because I'm usually on top of who the authors are. But yeah, and now I'm just going to fill in with the Tombow, the number, so it differentiates when I fill in the rest of them with a black fine liner or a black marker, a black pen. I don't want the numbers to be sort of in the same kind of distinction. So I just put down the header just to see how it would look, and we could do that with the matte removable. And now I'm going to test out a different like tartan plaid pattern that I want to do on the top. Granted, I forgot that I did this testing by making the pink pieces a lot bigger, and I made them a lot smaller on the actual page, so it doesn't come out quite like I'm doing it right now, but it still looks really cute. I'm just doing this sort of a different tartan pattern with the lines. So I'm going to do that all the way across the top in like a top header section, just to change it up so it's not just the grid and not just the gingham pattern. Let me just try and get back to that page. So yeah, now I'm going to fill it in with the plaid, and yeah, I just love the way it looks when you do this gingham pattern with the Tombow. As you can see, I should have spread out the lines a bit more and made it a bigger tartans, because I couldn't quite do the same with the orange and pink, but I did try in the end. And I still think it came out pretty nicely. Plus we're gonna put the stickers on top of it, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, I think I go back and I double up the lines anyway. Oh yeah, I double up like every second line for the orange, and I double up the pink lines, just because I did want that look. And I do like it with the double lines. So there we have the background for the top header done, and I'm just going to put on those header labels, and then we're going to put all those fun stickers in there. And I am going to bring in a blue in the headers just because there's blue in the gummy candies. At first I was considering here if I would bring them in, and then I decided I would. Yeah, so I'll make the headers the blue because I think that would make them pop. And I wanted to use all my new Tombow colors at this point, which is entirely this spread. So yeah, we're just going to place those around and make it super cute. So I've just put in a few of those in there, but in the end I'm going to put the sticker decorations all around just to have even more of them. I decided I wanted to use up the sheet, but that is everything for the base look of it. And we're going to move on to both my Goodreads goal and my book bingo. And the Goodreads goal is going to end up being unfinished until the end because I run out of those letters that I need from Scribble Prints Co. I luckily ordered a few more pages of them. So yes, my Goodreads goal for this year is 50 books, so I needed the extra page of book tracking from SPC. The first page, version 1, comes up to 40 books, and then I needed the extra 10 books. So, but I can always get use out of those books. So here we're going to go into more of that letter style. So how I did those notebook letter pages in the 2025 new releases, I'm going to do the same here, but do the entire page because I'm just going to be layering stickers over the entire page. So I thought, why not recreate the whole note page look in here with pink and blue. It'll be really bright and fun to layer the books over and give it sort of that school kind of look. I'm going to do some little doodles, and I also pick out some stickers from, I think it's Pipsticks. Andrea gave me the sheet as a gift. Like, she didn't, I think it was an extra sheet she had, or she didn't want it. So it had like vintage, retro 2000s tech on it. So I end up using those stickers a lot for a lot of the few more spreads that we do. But I just love the way the paper came out. It just looks so fun. And you're going to see me struggling here with the letters because I do not have enough, especially to also do bingo on the other side. So I only had 2 O's left, and I need obviously 3 for this spread. So I'm going to leave space for when I get the extra letter alphabet stickers in. But I'm going to put Goodreads up the top, and then at the bottom I'm going to put the book tracker heading that came with the stickers. So it's my Goodreads book tracker, because this is essentially why I even have the 50 number. It's just because it's on Goodreads. I also don't have an A, so I mean an R, so I'm just going to leave room for those. And I think, yeah, in 2024, I lined these up like perfectly, all nice and straight, and I thought, you know what, this time I don't have to do that. I think it goes with the like feeling of the spread that I could just place them down as they are. So yeah, I'm just going in and giving them all a different little angle and a wiggle, and changing up how like wide a line is. And I think it looks really cute and fun, and I can't wait to see it all colored in. I'm going to color around the numbers, just the books. I'm going to leave the numbers white, well, as best as I can. And I will be coloring them in like the matching colors that I'm going to do. The like pink and orange and yellow and blue will be the colors for this that will match the header and also the stickers. And I thought I'd do a fun little like, you know, like a scribble around the 50, like that's my goal. I thought that turned out really cute with the whole style of the page. So yeah, I'm putting book tracker down the bottom there, Goodreads book tracker. And then, because I just wanted to use those up and I had the space. So now I think I'm going to bring in these stickers. Just, yeah, I thought they worked perfectly with this theme as well. And I'm going to use the old iMac. They were so fun. My primary school had those. They were actually in the hallway of our main building. Well, the building where our, the year 6, 7, the 5, 6, and 7 year grades, the building that they were in my old school, we had the hallway was just a line of, one side was the rooms to the classroom and where we put our bags, and the other side of the hallway was windows and desks with these colorful iMacs on them. And I just remember, like, you know, working on Excel spreadsheets out there and stuff. So I always love those. And then I just added that little Discman and the CD, and that's why I kind of bring in yellow as well, because we got orange and pink and blue and yellow in all of those colors. So I think that's as much as I really can do for Goodreads page. So I'm going to go to the book bingo. And I do have all of the letters for bingo. And I think I found a separate, I think I just took the book label from the other book tracker sheet that I used, so I could put book bingo. But we will place these all perfectly when we've got everything planned. So I initially stuck down the bingo board just to like see what I'm doing. And then I decided I was going to lift it up and I was going to put a grid pattern all the way underneath. So first of all, I just did a border here in my pink. And I was like, you know what? I want to fill this whole thing with the grid. And it'll just be easier if I lift up the bingo board. So we're just going to go and follow all of the dot grid lines with the thin marker end, and then go both vertically and horizontally, and you have a fun grid. Perfect for layering stickers over. Yeah, So now I'm going to get that bingo board in, and then we're going to build everything. I wanted to actually have room to put some more sticker boxes in there underneath so that I could label what the bingo was for, like what book was for what bingo. So I am going to number the board and then put some Scribble Prints Co square boxes. Well, they're kind of square, I guess they're square. But some of her like actual boxes, I'm going to layer the 3 of them down below because they had enough sort of lines built into their grid that I could get enough space to write in all of the numbers on the bingo board. So the bingo board of this one has 24 prompts and then the free space in the middle. So I needed to be able to write 24 things in these boxes. So I'm just going through and looking what I may be able to fit. I'm like trying to see like, can I like break them up? Maybe do columns within the long boxes and break those up that way, but I end up using smaller boxes that can actually like the 3 of them split into 24 perfectly. So here's me starting to try and fill in the center of the bingo board, and I end up not liking this at all, and luckily I bought 2 pages. I bought 2 stickers of this bingo board because I did not like that center, and I will be pulling it up. So I'm just warning you now. I mean, this is why it's nice to like at least buy 2 just in case, or make 2, you know. So here I am layering these boxes because they perfectly align into 24 things, and I'm going to use a Tombow to highlight every second line so it's easier to see the list like I did in my book log. But yeah, I didn't like that star at all. I couldn't find a really good sticker to cover it either, so we're going with our second page. Yeah, although the Scribble Prints Co Reading Journal Advent did come with a completed filled-in bingo board. If you're doing the Advent right now, it should already have been opened, I believe. It wasn't too late a day in the Advent. But yeah, so I guess I could have waited and used that, but I was pretty proud of the prompts that I put in. So I guess I should go through those prompts with you if you want, just to hear a couple of them. Alright, I've got it in front of me now. So some of these I took from some other, like I was watching reading journal videos and then looking up different bingos, and then even the reading journal, the Advent reading journal bingo board as well, and then put together sort of my own ones. So we have some very simple ones like graphic novel, translated, novella, a 25 in 2025 book, you know, because I want to read them anyway. Some of them are given, some of them are not as easy. We have Made Me Ugly Cry, 5-star read. This one will take me a while. It's Goodreads goal hit, so when I read 50 books, then I can mark it off. Over 500 pages, POC author, LGBTQ+, which could mean like a character is, or there's a romance in there, something like that. And then I have like Finnish author, 2025 release, and then different color covers and different genres. But next we're going to get into the other journal like challenges, and these are stickers that I got from Scribble Prints Co again. She had like these whole challenges done, so I decided to do the rainbow reading challenge. And yeah, because I didn't do that one for 2024, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to use this one because I bought the sticker ages ago. And when I started this, I didn't have a red or a yellow Tombow, so I'm just doing this with color pencils. And I did not like the way it came out. I mean, it's fine in the border, but I didn't want to color in the rest of the stickers that way. They don't look the same as the Tombow marker. So although I'm going to finish the border up with the pencils, between when I started this spread and when I finish it, I ended up buying a black and yellow Tombows. Luckily, Black Friday sales were ongoing when I was doing this, so I was able to get them cheaper from a art store in Sweden. But yeah, so they didn't look that great, and I was like, I don't love this. But what if I use my black Copic fine liner and just did a black grid over the top, because I feel like that would lessen the messy look of the rainbow colors. And I feel like it really does work and makes it look even better. Granted, the red would pop so much better if I used the Tombow. I'm too afraid to try and go over it with the Tombow at this point, but I'm just living with the border as it is. But I think the black grid really helped it. And I feel like it goes well with the whole spread in itself, because the thick black lines on the Scribble Prints Co stickers still lends with having like the touch of black. So yeah, I really do like how that border came out. And that was a completely new thing for me. I literally just like thought of it while I was looking and deciding what I wanted to do with this sticker sheet, and just, put it down. And it worked out, I think. So yeah, we're going to put in all the stickers that are on the sheet, the Rainbow Reading Challenge, the cute little rainbow, and then she has these Pantone color swatches kind of look. And I'm going to color those in with the colors, and that's why I end up getting red and yellow, because I didn't really want to color these in with those pencils. I just didn't think it would look as good. So I'm just going to place all of these in, and when I read a book cover, when I read a book with a cover that the colors will go into the rainbow challenge, I'm just going to write the name of the book under the color swatch. I don't think I need to put the book cover in there. I'm fine with that. Maybe next year I will do one, but with the book covers included. But as you can see, I'm like, oh, it feels so good to color these in with the Tombow markers. So I'm going to leave that for later, and you will see it completed at the end. So don't worry, I don't leave any of these spreads unfinished. When we do the whole flip through at the end, everything will be finished. And I do film a little bit of my like at the end I do a little filming of me like updating some of these spreads, but I don't think I filmed adding the red and yellow to this one. So, but you'll see it at the end of in the flip through. So we're just coloring in that rainbow, of course, and I'm just going to use yellow to color in those sparkles. Oh yeah, actually no, I do show you that when I get the red and the yellow, so that makes sense. So yeah, I just picked up a yellow and a red, just random bright ones, and of course all of the Tombows, as I said at the beginning, will be listed down below with color and number. But yeah, so I didn't remember filming this, but I did. You can see that it's later because my nails have completely changed, but that's, I guess, makes sense how I colored in these in yellow if I'm filming it. You'll see in the flip through, actually, I added some stickers to this from an SPC deco sheet, the stars and clouds, because I thought it needed a little extra. But now we're going to work on my big masterpiece for this setup, and this was my monthly favorites. And I'm like, how do I want to do this? Last time I just used some big book stickers from SPC and kind of just made that layout. I was like, I pictured in my head a pin board where I completely colored it in with Tombows, and we have like my favorites pinned to the pin board for every month. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going to outline the pin board and the notes in black, and then everything will be colored in with Tombows. And I will use some Scribble Prints Co header stickers across the top, because it was a bit easier, I like at least the headers to be similar. And I have made room. I've used these specific books that I already had printed out, but I think I'm going to print the book covers a little bit smaller than them, just so there's a little bit more space in the post-it note. I also apologize, I don't know why my nose came up so much in this filming of this one spread. I guess I was just at a weird angle because I was trying to draw. But I did pencil it out first, and I basically just used those cutouts of the book covers to like line up and make sure the post-it notes worked, the notes, and then I made them a little bit longer so I could also fit in the month, which I used a Scribble Prints Co monthly sticker sheet to put those in, just to make it a bit easier and don't need my writing all the time. So I just used my really light pink Tombow as the background, and then I wasn't sure what I wanted to make the frame of the pinboard, what color, and also the background. So here I am just trying it out again in my sort of trying it out page, my swatches page. And I see that I still haven't actually. I need to put in my red and yellow Tombow swatches, although I'm kind of out of room there, but we will see. So I decided to go with the dusty pink because it matched the lighter pink like tones. And I just colored in that pinboard. And then I went in with my warm gray Tombow. I think it's N89 or something, the warm version of the light gray, and I just went in and did the shadows of the notes, and I thought that added a lot to it. Like they feel like they really pop on the page, especially in person. Maybe not so much easy to see like on camera, but in person you're like, wow, these really pop with this shadow that's added. And I thought the light gray would make it the easiest to put the shadow on. You could kind of see the effect here. It looks really cool. But just wait. Once we do the background, like the wallpaper or whatever, we're again going to do gingham because your girl's obsessed. You're doing purple. And then we're going to add rainbow highlights. And it looks real cute. So just wait. I just love the way they came out. And it matches what I had in my head for sure. So I decided to do all of the pins in the rainbow, and I just did them in that one order and then back to front just to make it easy. And then we will put the monthly favorites. I'm just going to cut off the favorites that came on the sheet, and then Andrea very kindly made a British English or Australian English spelling of favorites sheet for me. So, because I love that little U in there. So I used that in there as well, and I feel like they match really nicely across the top. And I just colored them in rainbow. I don't do too much else. I add some star stickers again from SPC and color them in yellow because I didn't feel like this really needed much more, especially once the year is filled up and we've put in all of our favorite books of the month. Yeah, I think it's gonna look great. So yeah, I pulled in these scripts and I decided I was gonna see like, oh, the full month kind of fits, but I think I'm just gonna use the first 3 letters of each month. And yeah, I can't wait. It's been fun to pick out my monthly favorite of books. In the beginning of the year, some of them were just like, that was the only book I read, especially like in January. I've gotten much more into reading as the year has gone on because I started reading using a Kindle. I was only really doing audiobooks before then, and I really struggled with physical books, although I'm a bit better now. But I've read so many more books because I've been reading ebooks, so... The beginning of the year, it was a very small amount of choice, and now I have a lot more choice. And November of 2024 was really hard. I read 4 amazing books, and it was so hard to get it down to one book. But you can see how it looked with the book cover there, but I'm going to make them a little bit smaller to fit better in that space. But I think they're going to look great. So we're going to go back, and for the alphabet reading challenge, I wanted to redo the notebook letter paper look because I feel like it matches the alphabet reading challenge even better. I was actually thinking like, why did I do it on the Goodreads one? I kind of really wanted to use it on the alphabet challenge, but that's okay. I feel like it's actually good. Like even though you're doing a eclectic thing like this, there's still an overall kind of theme, and it's nice to repeat some of the elements. So we got repeat of the gingham, we got a repeat of this notepad paper. We also are going to have a repeat of the filled in like blocks with the grid on top. So I feel like, yeah, it's nice to sort of throw back and have some of it connected in that way. Also with like the different kinds of stickers too. So I'm going to bring some more of this Pipsticks stuff in. And again, we're going to do the same as the Goodreads challenge, and we're just going to place the little books in with their letters. And I think I did pretty well in 2024. I think I just had 4 of like the hardest letters to do, even though a couple of them I do have a book I could read. I have a Z book and a Q book, and I decided I'm going to keep them for 2025 because I wasn't, doing it this year. I started in September and went back to all the books I'd read previously, and but I kind of wanted to start fresh with these specific books that have really hard letters. So I thought maybe I would try for an actual full alphabet challenge in 2025 because I have a couple of those books. Another hard one I feel like is also J, but I read a short story called Just Beyond the Jupiter's Reach for 2024, and then in 2025 I have Justice of Kings, so I got something there. And if you want to know what my Z book is, it's called like every time it starts with 0 element, 0 event, 0 something. It's a sci-fi book. Anyway, so we had a couple of those little stickers in, and then we have the monthly favorites. And now we're going to continue on, and this is where everything changes from when I did my intro to this video. I said I was going to do kind of everything kind of mixes up here. I can't remember what I said I was going to do here. I was going to be the movie tracker, and then I was going to do the 2 bookshelves, and then I was going to do the movie, the winter challenge. But I'm going to shift the winter challenge to a couple of pages into the start of January. So it won't be in this setup, but it's going to be part of January basically. Although I will read those books across January and February and possibly into March depending on my reading. But I decided, you know what, I want to add one of those stats pages where you keep all your stats for every month. And I've been using Storygraph, so I feel like I have access to those kind of stats now. So I decided that's why I'm going to make this page instead. And we're also not going to be using bookshelf stickers. So you have to wait for that in a second. I didn't have enough letters to put stats here for the tracker, so I'm going to leave space and fill that in later. But I've just made my little grid here. I didn't have any real space to add. To keep my writing bigger, I didn't have space to do a totals at the end, but I think I'm going to put the totals of this into my yearly wrap-up. That's okay, we just have the monthly ones here. But across the way, I'm going to be putting in my numbers of books, my pages read, my hours read, my rereads, and then with my doodles, I've got physical, Kindle, and audiobook, and then I have any 5 stars. I was going to see if I could put in these Scribble Prints Co. Scripts, but I didn't really like the way they looked on the TOMBOW lines, the blue lines, so I'm going to do without. And I also did a different like tartan plaid pattern at the top, just again to bring in that element from a previous spread. And then I totally messed up writing December. I have 2 E's. Typical, because I was worrying it the whole time that I was doing this. But hey, I have some offcuts of this same paper from Notebook Therapy from a different notebook. So I'm just going to color that in with the same Tombow and glue that over the top. I feel like that's the best way to correct these mistakes, is to use paper and glue over the top. It just feels a lot more, it just feels a bit better, especially also to rewrite over the top rather than using whiteout. But yeah, so it all turned out in the end. It's just December at the bottom. But I thought it'd be fun to track those individual monthly things. And I really like the look of the pages in other people's planners. But I really didn't want to take up a double page just for this. Because again, I'm trying to keep my page numbers down so I can fit the whole year in here. So I just did it to the 1 page. And I think it works. And I did it on that angle, so because I felt like it would be easier to write over the book rather than on trying to write on the edge of the book. if that makes sense. My arm will be more supported from the angle that I can write on it, so that's why I did it that way. Now I'm using the Thumbelina Print movie ticket tracker, and these are individual stickers that so you can kind of just layer over the page. I decided just to put them all on the page so that I can just fill it up as I watch movies rather than having to like write on them and then add them to the page. And I had this is probably, I feel like this is my most least successful spread. I just feel like, yeah, look at I think maybe I talk about it. I don't know if I talk about it later in this video when I go back to live speaking at the end, just to show you the end flip. But anyway, I feel like before I put the movie tickets in, this felt very Lady Canal look with this pink. But that was the color of the movie tickets, but I feel like maybe I should have chosen a second color to do the background. I was just winging it, it didn't end up exactly how I thought maybe it could be. I was trying for something like groovy and curly and curvy, but it didn't quite work out. We're going to finish that later because once again, I didn't have enough scripts at this point. But yeah, it still looks alright. And I feel like once I put the scripts in, like the top label, and I put some other like deco in, it looks okay. But I probably shouldn't have done it that pink. But it'll be nice to like have a place to put movies throughout the year that I watch. And I will include not just new movies, but also movies that I rewatch, because I'm not watching that many new movies every year. So now we're going to do, because I was going to use similar bookshelf stickers from Thumbelina Print, I was going to do my Audible library and Kindle library on separate pages, back to front, but now I'm able to move things around and have them together because I am going a different direction. So we're not doing the bookshelf anymore. We're going to do lists, but they're going to be inside some Scribble Prints Co stickers. She had these big Kindle sticker that I've just been hoarding, and I was like, you know what? This would be perfect to like write my Kindle library inside. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this big one for my Kindle. And then for the audiobook, my Audible library, I'm going to use those audiobook frames that she sells. And they're really it's for marking when you've read an audiobook and you want to put the book cover in there. But I thought maybe I would, like the Kindle, I'm going to cut out the center because I felt like I wanted to use the grid and also write on the paper more than I did want it on the sticker paper. You'll see why. Also, I'm going to do the TOMBOW liner thing on there, so I feel like that would have been easier on the grid, which is why I cut out the centers. But yeah, I thought that'd be like the perfect frame to like put my library in there. So now I'm going to say, Jess, that's not a lot of lines. You can't put that many books in there. I think there's like 19 in this large Kindle. And then I will add a small sticky note sticker just to add a couple more on top. You'll see me layer that over later. But yeah, I know it's not that many. I am going to put checkboxes in there. And when I read a book from this list, I will color in the checkbox because I think that will look the nicest. And here's that sticky note just for an extra couple, just in case. But my main rules for this page is, well, you saw my 25 and 2025 list. Most of those were digital content. Most of them were audiobooks or they were ebooks. So I'm not going to include any of those. These are just going to be the other books in my collection that I haven't read. And I don't have that many books, so I feel like I will have enough space. And I'm not going to list out like whole like trilogies or series in there. I'm just going to list off the first book or the next book that I need to read, and not list all of them unless I have space. But yeah, so this is just an overview because I found I really struggled with remembering what was in my digital libraries. I know I could just look at my Kindle, I could look at my Audible app, but I know it just couldn't stay in my head. And I did actually put them all into a Word document, which has been useful because when I'm looking at books, I'm like, oh, do I own this book? I can do like I do like the search function in Word and look up the book and see if I have it listed already. So that's useful too. But I feel like when I want to go and choose something to read and I'm not quite sure what I have, it'd be nice just to have something written in my journal as well. And it could also help me like actually work through my library. Like my 25 in 2025 is part of that, and this is the other part where I actively could see what I own and what I should be reading instead. So I fill it up as much as I can, and well, if I have room and I buy more books later this year, I can continue filling it in. But you can see how I'm going to fill in the Kindle one. We got the sticky note and the big Kindle. And I just use up some more of those soup story stickers. These are leftovers from the pages the sticker pages I wasn't able to use. This one, of course, is from what we used on the front page, the sci-fi sheet. But then the one I'm going to use on here, I actually used that sheet for last year in 2024. So I was able to use it up. And it just feels good to be able to use all of them and enjoy them. So here again, what I said is I'm bringing back that grid bar look. So that kind of comes back to that. And the border that I have around the Kindle library, I actually did on my series tracker in my 2024 section, which I'm still going to be using that tracker actively in 2025 because I still have some completely unchecked series on that page. So that kind of brings us back to that spread. So we're going to put the Audible library label down the bottom, the title, and I'll add in some of those soup story stickers later. And then I'm going to cut out the centers of all of these audiobook stickers so I can use the grid underneath and do the same TOMBOW line thing. It's just, I know I did that freehand on the label, on the sticky note sticker, but you know, I think I just, in the long run, want to be able to put it on the paper. So we're going to put in as many of these as we can, which I think it ends up being 369. And then there's like 5 or something boxes per box, like 5 book titles I can put in. So quite a lot actually for the my Audible collection, which actually is a bigger library because I had all of these credits. In fact, my mother-in-law for Christmas last year got us the like big yearly credit things. So we had like over 20 credits. And then we just spend a whole lot of them at just this month. They had it like buy 2 get 1 free, or buy 1 get 1 free thing on Audible, and they actually had like books 1 and 2 of a lot of things, and a bunch of books in there I was actually interested in. So I was able to actually get even more for my credits, which was nice. I know I've always had a few credits lying around, so I have a lot of audiobooks. Whereas, you know, the Kindle, you gotta buy the Kindle. And I'd be sort of like collecting ebooks through sales rather than buying full price, but you know how it is. It's just hard to justify an ebook for $13. Especially when they're like 100 pages long. You're like, well, I don't know. And yes, I know I could use the library, but I signed up for the library here in Finland, and they're switching all of their stuff over to their own specific online app. And I went on there and they have 60 English books, like entirely, and all of them are checked out. And the only books I want to read on there are the Murderbot Diaries, and they have like 2 copies of them each. And I've been on the hold list for one of them for a couple of months now, so I'm not bothering. I don't really have access to a proper like English library resource. So yeah, that's just the way life is right now. Which is why I really want to focus on reading what I already own before I have to start thinking about buying more. But anyway, sometimes that's just life. You gotta limit yourself. But yeah, that's fine. So I do have a lot more audiobooks, but yeah, so I wanted more color in this spread, so I am going to color in the audiobook stickers, frames, and then I'll do the matching Tombow lines inside. And I'm going to use the 3 colors that I had down here, the pink, the purple, and the green. But yeah, I finished up that Soup Story sticker sheet that I used last year, which is very nice. So if you watch the 2024 flip through, which will be tomorrow, this Plan Miss, you can go and see how I used these stickers originally. You'll probably recognize this Sweets one. I think I used the Everyday sticker tracker with that one. But here you can see them all filled in, and then I'm going to put my little check marks, and I fit a ton of books in here. So I love the way this came out. I'm glad I changed my mind of how I wanted to do things. And I'll definitely do the bookshelf again in the future, but I felt like it wasn't quite right for this lot of sets in this spreads in this setup. So now we're going to go back and finish up before we're almost done. You guys, we're just filling it in. These version 3 Scribble Prints Co star rating stickers ended up being the perfect size for this spread. I feel like it really completes it and makes it look less weird. And as I read a book, I will color them in. I also made a list of the things I needed to finish up in this setup before I finished. And you'll see in the flip through I'm about to do at the end, I'm going to do a live, like a live talking flip through and no longer a voiceover in a couple of minutes for you. But you're going to notice before that I did not complete this Goodreads page because I forgot to color the book down the bottom. But don't worry, I remembered to do it before I did the flip through. So don't worry, it is complete. I do color that little book title down the bottom. But these are the colors I chose for the Goodreads page, book tracker page. And I'm just going to color all the books in these colors as well. I kind of just match with the title when I fill something in. For the bingo board, I'm not 100% sure. I probably will just do purple because there's a lot of pink in the background and the pink center. So I'll probably just do purple for the bingo board as well. So yeah, I will go back and do that book. So don't worry. So now we can fill in some more headers. As you can see, I finally have all the letters I needed. I was kind of making them up to see like what I had left and then filled them in. So we can do the stats tracker and we'll just fill that in with purple. Although we're just going to use a black pen to fill this the rest of the sheet out. The rest of this sheet? The rest of the spread without monthly stats, which I will be getting from Storygraph. I use both Storygraph and Goodreads, but I'm really just using Storygraph for the stats and really nothing else. I find it kind of awkward to use, so yeah. Okay, sorry, here I was like pulling off stickers off my new sheet, and I was like, you know what, I should be pulling these stickers off the old sheet if I have them. So, movie, I really just needed the O from the new sheets. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to color this yellow because I had the yellow sparkles and it goes with the pink. I don't know if I add the sticker here or if you're going to see it in the flip through. I guess I do in the flip through. So, real life Jess about to come in. All right, with all of that done and little bits and pieces finished off and colored in, we are ready to do a final flip through of the 2025 reading journal setup in my Notebook Therapy A5 size notebook. So we have the front page here, and I love how it corresponds to the other front page in 2024. And I just love the space theme. It's like we have space and we have witches, and I think that's really cute. And then the only page that I have already filled out, and I realized maybe I shouldn't fill it out yet, is the yearly goals. And I've got my yearly goals in here. As I said in the voiceover, I would have read them out to you, but we got, all of my yearly goals are written in, and I like the way it turned out in the end. I think it looks super fun, and I do like how, because of the nature of the notebook, you get to see this green pop out, and it goes really well. Then we have the everyday tracker, just simple, easy to use, and I'll probably follow the colors in the header. Then we have the 2025 releases, and I've got a list of some to put in there now. Things do move around, but I don't mind having to cross them out. Like originally Queen Demon by Martha Wells was in July or June, and now it's moved to October, but I assume it's not going to move other than that. So, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to having some new releases in here. Then we have the 25 books in 2025, and I think it looks perfect with these new Scribble Prints Co version 3-star ratings. They're the perfect size, and it'll be so fun to fill them out as I read and finish the books, and hopefully they'll all be colored in by the end of the year. Then we have my 2025 reads. So this is my book log where I just write down the book and its information. Since filming, I did add a bunch of the stickers, the gummy stickers from SPC around the edges, and I think it looks so fun, and I like the little extra detail. Then we have Goodreads goal tracker, reading up to 50, and I did remember to color in the book section because I know in my catch up at the end there I only finished the Goodreads, but I did color in the book tracker. And I love the way this one came out. Just like such a fun style. And then we have the book bingo all ready to be filled out as well. And then we have the rainbow reading challenge. I also put in a couple of Scribble Prints Co little deco stickers from her stars and clouds sheet. Just to add a little extra oomph because we had a little blank space up here. So I just added a little bit extra there. And then we also have the alphabet challenge, and I just added some scribbles to go along with what was in the Goodreads page because it's kind of like, you know, a sister page to that. And then monthly favorites. I still love looking at this page. I suppose it's really different to the rest of them because I haven't used any stickers in it except for the titles, but I love the way it came out. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I just love looking at it. And I probably will aim for more things like this in my 2026 setup. That will be in a different journal. But yeah, I'd love to do some more on this kind of idea later. Because as again, this is only my second real setup of a reading journal, so I just wanted to play around and have fun. I finished up my stats tracker, so I can just have this graph of stats. And then finished up the movie tracker. I did add this computer sticker from Pipsticks from that one sheet just to add a little more because it was looking a bit empty here. I don't know if I would do the pink background again, but it looks fine. I feel like with the full header and the computer in there, it looks a little bit nicer. But it'll be nice just to write out all the movies I watched during the year. And then finally, we have my Kindle library and my Audible library. Not too bad. As I said in my overlay, sure, it doesn't look like there's a lot, but then I own all the books on this page. These are all, except for one, these are all, two actually, all of these are Audible or Kindle books for me, so I'm not going to include these books in this list. This is going to be everything else in my library and anything that I might purchase if I fill this up and have space. So it's not everything, and you know, I should hopefully be busy reading these ones to add too many more to my Kindle library. But we will see. And my Audible library, I do like the way these came out, and yeah, I'm really happy with my changes because as I noticed in my intro, I was going to do bookshelves from Thumbelina Print, and I kind of glad I switched to these stickers from SBC just because I feel like they went with the theme more altogether. So yeah, that is my setup. The next pages, we're going to do a winter reading challenge here, which will last me through January and February and possibly the start of March. And then I will start January here, probably just have like a little calendar and my TBR, and then we'll do some January book reviews here. But yeah, so I'm so excited. I love the way it came out. Don't forget to give this a big like and subscribe. We'll obviously be doing more reading journal spreads through the year, and hopefully I'll be able to do like a mid-year flip to show you how it's all coming along. But yeah, I'm really happy that it came out. I should have enough space for the whole year, so yeah, really happy with it. I will be posting after Planmas just a straight flip through of this setup. I know it doesn't matter to you because you're here at the end of this 1 hour video, but don't be surprised if you see this again just as a shorter video. I just want it to be without the Planmas thumbnail, and also so you don't have to watch an hour-long setup. But that will be later on. But thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do let me know what you've been up to while watching this video. Have you been journaling? Have you been cleaning or just hanging out, relaxing? Let me know. Why don't you go put a book emoji down in the comments to say that you have completed this 1 hour video. And I will see you tomorrow. What day of Planmas? Is this almost at the end? We're almost at the end of Planmas. Do check in on the last day, which is the 25th. There will be an over an hour long haul, and it will include a giveaway for Scribble Prints Co. You will get you could win some coupons for amount of money for Scribble Prints Co. So if you're waiting to purchase reading stickers or whatever, you can win some at that giveaway. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye. I love you. Bye bye.